I stood behind the door and rattled its handle, even though I knew you needed a key to get in or out, and I didn't have one. I had been here for days. The air around me was stale. My hair was tangled. I knew I looked wild. I felt wild. I felt I had lost my mind completely. I had lost all my sense of myself, and I didn't know who I was, who I used to be. The world was still out there. It felt impossible, but it was there. The window high up in the wall was pale with daylight, which meant there were people outside. There were millions of them, and they were nearby. Those people might rescue me if they knew I was here, because surely no one was allowed to keep someone locked up like this. People would help me. I just couldn't get to them. I lifted a fist and banged on the back of the door as hard as I could. It hurt my knuckles, but I didn't care. I thumped and kicked at the door and shouted, "Let me out!" My head was aching. I was feeling terrible. I wiped my nose on the back of my hand and tried to focus. I had paper in here. I had pens. I was starting to think that I was going to die here. It felt like a place where you could be left to die. Nobody knew I was here, and no one out there would be missing me. I found a pen and decided to write down my story, so that one day, when I was discovered, they would know who I was and why I was here. I started to write. "I never meant this to happen," I wrote. "Any of it." I stared at the words. It was too difficult. I was not ready to say my truth. I didn't even know what the truth was. I knew that I couldn't try to find it without unravelling. I sucked the pen until ink flooded my mouth, threw it across the room, then found another pen and tried again. "I don't know what I'm doing here," I wrote. It was no use. I needed to write my story, but I didn't know where to begin. In the corner of the room, there was a box filled with stuffed animals, and next to it was the white bear. That was my bear. Maybe I would be able to talk things through with the bear. I picked it up. It was a white teddy with a quizzical face, holding a heart that had the words "Love you loads, kiss" embroidered on it. That bear had been with me through everything. I tried to smile at it. "What are you going to do now, you loser?" said the bear, and it laughed in my face. 1. A baby was born in a forest in India, 60 miles and an entire universe from Mumbai. She was a lively baby who punched the air with her little fists and bellowed when she wanted attention. She roared her arrival to the trees, the birds, the sky. Everyone around her took care of her. They considered her to be a miracle. The moment she was born, no one could imagine this place without a child in it. As she grew up, Artemis tried to understand everything at once. She tackled everything, from learning to walk and learning to read to, later, folding the laundry and collecting the mangoes with passion. She spoke 3 languages without knowing that was what she was doing. She saw the world in Technicolor and lived with all her senses, and for a long time she was very happy. Her world was small, though she didn't realize it at first. It was bordered on all sides by thick forest, and, apart from one visitor when she was a baby, new people never arrived. Sometimes new people arrived in her dreams, but they were never there when she woke up. Artemis grew up with the knowledge that every single person in her world adored her, though there weren't very many of them. Her arrival made her community 9 strong, but one person left to go back to what she called the real world, and another arrived and left again, and when those things had happened, they were 8.